Okay, so with the ball, and this will be a total body workout, so we need a total body warm up. So we're going to rotate the upper body right to left. And try to let it flow and even have your breath be nice and smooth and easy and deep enough to affect the movement in your ribs. So not just because of the rotation, but because of the inhales opening the rib cage. Good, one more each way. And then we're going to bring but we're also going to add in a little extra endurance challenge, keeping the reps a little bit higher. So we'll see if we can get some extra spicy fire in the muscles today. Let's go one more each way. And then have a seat on top of the ball. Gonna roll out until your head touches the ball. Bring your arms over your head, stretch back just enough until you feel a stretch through the upper abdominals. Bring your hands behind your head. And we're gonna exhale, roll up for 10 crunches. Try to get your nose as close to your belly button as you can. And then extend all the way back over the ball. Exhale to come up. Inhale to come down. And I'm not pulling at all on my head. So just having the hands behind the head to support the neck. And then trying to elongate even a deeper stretch every time you place your spine back on the ball. One more here, rolling up, rolling back, and then take a couple steps forward. So now your head is right on top of the ball, fully supported. Bring the arms up over the chest, interlace the fingers, and we're gonna rotate from right to left over the ball. So warming up the upper back with these horizontal rotations. This is really good for the spine. So without the load of gravity coming down on top of the head and shoulders, we do this rotation. Warm up and increase mobility in the thoracic spine in a gentle way. Back appreciates. Getting us ready for a workout. Good one. One more on each side. And then come all the way back up to seated on the ball. One last thing that we're going to do here is hip circles. So imagine that your ball is a giant crayon. You're trying to draw the biggest circles possible. And I'm kind of on my toes here a little bit just to give my range of motion a bit more space. And then let's go the other way. Circle as big as you possibly can. All the way around. One more. Okay, so if there's any other stretch that you feel like you need to do to be ready for the workout, please do it. We're going to start with our lunges. So feel free to use the wall, a piece of furniture, to help steady yourself as needed, depending on your balance today. I'm resting my shoelaces on the top of the ball. There is no other part of the ball touching my leg though. So make sure the ball is all the way down at the very end of your shoes, top of your foot if you're in bare feet, and square the hips with your shoulders so we're not twisting back at all. And then reach the tailbone back, keeping the knee over the ankle on the standing leg and come all the way back up. So really, my knee is bending, but it's not going forward. The only reason it looks like my knee is bending is because my hips are going so far behind. So nice and slow. If it helps, visualize a straight line, like the ball is rolling back on a track, straight back and straight in. Straight back and straight in. Good. Keeping the hips square will go a long way towards helping you keep the ball steady. And then sometimes it still just takes off on you, right? So Just keep in mind, whenever we're using the ball, you want to have a little extra patience and a good sense of humor, because sometimes it feels like the ball has a mind of its own. One more here. Okay, same leg, come down to where it's bent, tummy tight. We're going to touch the ground and then come up straight. So touch the ground, come up straight. So the difference here basically is now we are hinging at the hip. Most important part of this is keeping the back straight. I hope you're starting to feel some fire in the back of your leg. Last 5. We are going to switch legs immediately after this. 4, try to come down with control, weight in the heel. 3, shoulders are back. You're always keeping the tailbone out, not letting it curl under, so there's no rounding in the spine anywhere. Ugh. Woo. Let's switch. Okay. Now we got to fire up this leg. So starting with the lunges, as you switch legs, get the toenails on the ball. Good, hands on the hips. We're reaching the hips back and then coming all the way up. So it's just the same to describe the same thing all over again. Use as much furniture as you need to keep your balance. If your balance is the issue, then take that out of the equation for now and just get through the exercise. We want to build that strength and stability. And then as you get more comfortable, some of it too is just learning the move. So if this one is new for you, or if it's been a while, do not hesitate to hang on. I can't emphasize that enough, because the balance part comes after, as you get a little more comfortable and as you build that strength back up. Okay, we've got last 3, 2, so it's like you're squatting down into a chair on that one leg. 1, okay, now we're adding the hinge. Okay, so now as you're coming forward, so now it is truly a bend. Before it was a squat, now it's a bend. Do you know the difference between a squat and a bend? Here's what I would say. On a squat, the crown of your head stays parallel under the sky all the way down. You could balance a book on your head when you're doing squats. A bend, the book would come off the front because you're hinging forward until the crown of your head is down at your tailbone. That's how you'll know the difference between a bend and a squat. Good. Inhale, belly button pulls in extra tight when we bend forwards, but we don't round the low back at all. Shoulder blades stay way back. And on a bend, you're a little bit more limited to the range of motion in your hamstrings. One more here. Okay, enough about bends and squats. We're going to move on to a set of push-ups and get some upper body fired up into our heat in the upper body. Okay, so rolling out over the ball or placing your legs on the ball. Find the amount of body weight that feels appropriate. If you normally do your push-ups from your knees, you're going to want to have the ball on your upper thighs. And if you're comfortable with push-ups on your toes, you can have the ball below your knees. Here we go with the hands at shoulder width apart. Inhale, come down without letting the ball roll back at all. If anything, the ball is going to roll a little bit forward. So we're just going to do 5. 4. Okay, I'm not going to count out loud because I want you to go at your own pace. So slower or faster, doesn't matter. As soon as you're done 5, keep your elbows straight. We're going to do scapular push-ups now. So that means shoulder blades squeeze together without bending the elbows, and then push all the way back up for 5. So sinking down, and then upper back to the ceiling. Sinking down. This is all without bending the elbows. Look good. Keeping the head in the exact same position, aligned with the spine. Stay in the same position. Ooh, there go my elbows. Okay, we're back to push-ups. 5 push-ups. If it starts to get too heavy for good form, Bring that ball in a little bit closer. No problem, just keep going and keep the good form. We've got one more here. Okay, holding at the top last time, scapular push-ups, elbows stay straight, down and up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way back up and give your head a moment to recalibrate the blood flow. That was good. Okay, crunches. Let's get the abs working for us here. We're gonna do 3-way crunches. We're gonna do them a little bit quick. So have a seat on the ball where you can have some room to roll forward. This time we want the belly button to be near the top of the ball. Fingertips behind the ears, so not interlaced, pulling on the head, no. Just the fingertips supporting behind the ears. Inhale, come back over the ball, enough to stretch through the abdominals, and then we're gonna come one crunch up the middle. Inhale with control coming back. Exhale up and over to one side, so right shoulder to left hip. Inhale back, and then left shoulder to right hip. And then we're gonna repeat, so middle, side, side. Let's do it again. Exhale as you're coming up. Middle, inhale as you're coming back. Side, side. Here we go again. Every time you sit up, pull your belly button through your spine towards the ball. That's what's going to make sure we're using the right muscles. And again, middle, side, side. This time as you go through, try to keep the ball completely still. Only your body is moving. You should feel it a lot more when you're not allowing the ball to roll. Again, middle, side, side. Here's the change. Just up and over towards your left side. 5, 4. Try to keep that right elbow open. It's just the shoulder reaching up and over. 2, not the elbow. And the other side, oh yeah, it's burning. Right? Can you keep that ball any more still? Ankles are just under the knees. And 5 to the middle. Here we go to finish. 5, 4. Good, remember, no pulling on the neck. Make those abs do the work. It's hard work, one more. And come all the way up. Yes. Okay, we're moving on again already. Are you feeling the endurance effects here? So as we go a little bit longer, but we're still changing it up, right? We're still changing it up. So here's the rollout. So you need to be kneeling on something soft. Hands on top. You'll go sideways for a better view. You know this one. I know you know this one. So you're on your knees. Hands are touching in front of the ball. And then keeping a straight line from the crown of your head to through your tailbone to your knees. We're inhale, coming forward, toes come off the floor, come back, but only about halfway. So if I come all the way back, I could just kneel here and talk to you all day. I call this the picnic area. You can have a picnic, you can hang out and chat. We're not going to the picnic area. Okay, this is no picnic. This is strength and stability ball workout. So stay in the zone and don't go to the picnic area. Okay, not until you're totally done. So forward and then back. We're gonna do another 5. Inhale, forward and back. Okay, here's a secret tip. You can make this and more effective by pushing your hips and your knees forward towards the ball to help you come back up. Good. It's like having a superpower to know that you're not relying on the arms to do all the work. You're bracing with strong arms. Here's the last one here. Okay, now hold in the outer position. Hold as far forward as you can with good form without collapsing your plank here. So elbows on the ball. Tummy is in tight, chin to the neck. Good, toes are floating. Squeeze your butt a little bit. Push out to the front of your head and down through your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2. stir the pot without moving your head or any part of your spine. Just the arms are circling. 3, 2, try not to move your hips. 1, now circle the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to finish with 5 half roll up. So come halfway up, all the way up. 5, 4, remember it's the knees pushing forward. 3, it's like a hip thrust. 2, but because the knees are anchored, we're just moving the ball. 1, whoo! Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, moving on. Are you still with me? Let's put that heat and fire back into the lower body. Good, Suzanne is waving hi. Good. From Florida, you lucky dog. Okay, rolling out, hands on the floor, toes grounded. Make sure that your toes can touch the floor, but just barely. We're gonna squeeze the ankles. Imagine we're zipping the ankles up to the knees together. Squeeze your butt just a little bit to push the hips forward at the beginning, and then float your legs up by squeezing the glutes. We're gonna flex at the ankle, and just like you're hammering the ceiling with both heels, tiny pulses. So I just wanna make this little distinction here. Please be sure that you're not arching your lower back. So lower back stays exactly the same shape. You're just contracting the glutes to lift the leg bones. If it's burning in your butt cheeks, you are doing it right. Keep those knees completely straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep holding here. Now just the right leg a little higher than the left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7. Good. If you cannot help yourself from arching your back, then roll back a little bit more, get the ball closer to your chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going back to both legs, but we're starting from the bottom and all the way up for 10, 9, 8, 7. Good. Try to keep the feet flexed at the ankle and the knees really straight. 3, full butt squeeze at the top. 2, 1, and then rolling all the way back. Amazing. Okay, come right up now onto the ball. We're going to do a plank with the feet straight. I'm moving my mat over the way here so don't slide. So you can have your fingertips pointed towards the floor. I'm going to turn this way. And then extend your legs out and find your plank position over the ball. So here. Okay, so holding your balance. If your hands are slippery, this is not going to work. So you need to maybe put a towel over the ball or something like that. Just holding, just holding. Okay, can you improve the alignment of the spine at all? So see if you can pull the belly button up a bit more. Push down through the arms, so the upper back is a little closer to the ceiling, the sky. Chin towards the neck, shoulders down your back. Keep holding, squeezing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming all the way down onto our back. We are going to do a set of hips and hamstrings. Okay, so have something soft that you can lie on to cushion your back, connecting your shoulders. Coming all the way down to the floor. Squeeze in here a little bit. Starting with your feet, the soles of your feet on top of the ball. And then we're going to roll up, hips towards the ceiling, come about halfway down, and go all the way back up again. Okay, so once you have this happening, I want you to take a look at the space between your knees. Keep it the exact same distance, hip distance apart, all the way up and all the way down. If you're tight on your quads today, or in your quads today, the tendency is for those knees are going to want to open wider than hip width apart. So if you have like a small pillow or a ball that you could squeeze in between your knees, that would be helpful. But if you don't, just use the muscle strength. Keep your eyes on the distance, keeping it the same. One more holding at the top. Now extend the legs straight out, in, and halfway down. Up, out, in, halfway down. Up, out, in, halfway down. Make sure you're pushing your hips as high as you possibly can at the top. We've got one more here. Okay, hold the legs and we're going to go out and in for 5, 4, 3. We're really strengthening the back of the legs, the hips, the hamstrings. 1, and then come all the way down. Wow. Woo, that was wow. Okay. You know what's really super wow is the bonus round here. So I want you to try this. 2 feet on the ball like before. Bring the ball in close to you on the floor. Roll up like we were before. Now I want you to see if you can push down hard with your left foot so that you can take weight off your right foot and maybe extend it straight up. And maybe do a half squat 5 times on that one leg. So that was a building progression. So what we did there was we put body weight, now we're doing on the right leg so much that you can float the left foot off the floor, off the ball, maybe extend it, and maybe do 5 singles. So even if you just do the first step where it's floating the foot off the ball, practice that and then move your way up and you'll be able to do the next step and the next step and the next step. And then coming down. Woo! Okay, rolling back up for one more plank. Okay, so I want to face you this way so I can see what you're up to. Fingertips are facing the floor on either side of your ball. Just enough you can place the heel of the hand on the top crest of the ball. And then step one foot back. Body weight balances on that foot. Step the other foot back to join it. Keep in mind that wider feet makes it a little bit more stable. And the important thing here is keeping the wrist directly underneath the shoulders. That's how we're going to maintain the balance. Good. Make sure that you're lifting the hips up to the height of the spine. We don't want to be sinking down at all. Belly button is driving straight up into the low back. Chin towards the neck, shoulders down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we are awesome. We're so awesome that we're going to move on to oblique abs. Okay, so we worked on a little bit already with some of those twists. But now we're going to take a side body posture over the ball. So if you have a wall that you can anchor your feet on, you could go ahead and move to that spot. I'm going to demonstrate the no wall option here. So whatever, if you're sideways on your ball, whatever hip, leg is against the ball is going to be your front leg. That leg is going to go in the front. In this case, I'm bending my knee because this is going to be my anchor point. The back leg is straight. Now, if you are using the wall, both legs will just be on the wall. Okay. Arms across the chest. So we want the arms in the front to encourage the upper body to stay backward. Slowly drape yourselves all the way sideways over the ball, right to the shoulder. Without moving the ball, pull the abs in, belly button to your lower back, come up halfway, inhale, go all the way back down. So the exhale to come up, inhale to come down, and you're looking for the biggest side stretch that you're comfortable tolerating every time you come down. There is a picnic area in this exercise which will make it totally, almost totally useless. So don't go to the picnic area. Okay, that would be way up here. We could sit and chat for hours up here, and that would be lovely. And I do think we should do that at some point, but not right now. Last 3, 2, 1. Hold this one just above the picnic, or just below the picnic area. Then turn to the wall or turn to the side and go all the way back down. So we're adding this little twist now. So we come down and then we exhale, roll up and twist. Last 3 like that. 2, 1, and switching sides. Yes, okay. We are carving those waist muscles here. This is very good for spinal stability as well. Of course, we like those shaping benefits just as much. Arms across the chest, sideways over the ball. It's very common for one side to be a lot tighter than the other one. So if you feel a little bit more uncomfortable going over the ball, one side versus the other, then just take your time and try to stretch into it. So each time you're going a little bit further over the ball, making sure that your belly button pulls inward to lift you. And we're only doing 4 more like this. Exhale on the way up. 2. If you're holding just part way up, rotate towards the outside. Inhale back down. Adding that twist at the top. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Excellent. Let's add a little side stretch there. You can use your bottom arm to pull the top arm over a little bit more. And then turning your back to stretch the other side. Big stretch, big reach. All the way. And completely on your back, resting your head on the wall. Take both arms over your head, reaching towards the floor and moving into the biggest back bend that you feel comfortable in. So we're looking to stretch the chest, the shoulders, the upper abdominals. Good, adding a couple nice deep breaths here. The hard part is over. We're into the stretch. And you can bring your feet in a little closer, roll your way back up to seated. And we're gonna try this seated glute stretch on the ball. So again, if you noticed earlier that your balance is elsewhere today, feel free to stabilize yourself with the wall, with some furniture, or you can challenge yourself to the seated stretch here with the ankle over the knee. Flex the foot, so the toe towards the knee, and then with a flat back, hinge forward at the hip until you feel it pulling in that glute. And then we will switch sides. So try to have your bottom ankle directly underneath the knee, as you can stretch, as well as that toes to the knee, angle of the ankle. And hinging as far forward as you can at the hip. Awesome. Strong and stable. So good. Good for you.